and welcome. I'm Chris Ryan, and this is All Access Sports, your source for local sports.
And I'm Harvey. We have a jam-packed show for you today, and we'll get things started with Lansing United's final home game of the season. It's our season, Lansing United's head coach Nate Miller said, and that about summed up Sunday's duel at DeMartin. Lansing United faced Detroit City in what some said was the most important matchup of the season, and United needed a win to stay in the playoff picture. The Northern Guards were in full force all the way from Detroit, but the fans were no match for Lansing United. The first goal comes in the 45th minute. An assist from Lucas Musang to Alex Green to get on the board. United goes into halftime up 1-0. On to the 59th minute, James DeCosimo puts it in the net to take the 2-0 lead. He takes a victory lap, and here he is to talk about it.
To just give them a little chant as well walk past, but no, they're great fans, and I really enjoy playing when they're here.
3-0 lead. Detroit City FC scores one, but it wasn't enough, and United wins this one 3-1 to end their last home game of the season. They close out the regular season away this Friday at Grand Rapids FC.
Now moving from soccer over to baseball, Thursday night the Lansing Lugnuts ended its three-game series with the Dayton Dragons. Down 9-3 in the bottom of the sixth, Ryan Hissey sprays the base knock to right field. Runners on first and third advance a base, driving Juan Kelly home. With 2 outs, J.C. Cardenas sends a similar shot to right. The throw home coming here, and Hissey barely misses the tag. He's safe. Up next, John LaPriest gives left field some action with a hot roller just inside the foul line. Make that another run for the Lugnuts, and then Jake Thomas. He caps the 5-run inning with a soaring fly ball to the highest heights of Cooley Law. The violent bounce dizzies up the Dragons, giving Thomas a free ride to third base. The Lugnuts would go on to finish an 11-0 run to finish the 14-9 comeback victory. And the Lugnuts stayed at home to begin a 4-game series with Lake County Friday night. The big Lugs into it, and so were the pitchers on both sides of the ball. The Lugnuts and Lake County had a hard time touching the ball all night long. Both teams chasing on strikes, strikeout after strikeout. Lansing down 1-0. Their chance at a comeback would come in the 7th inning. Ryan Hissey, just in a second here, smokes one to left, setting up 2 base runners for Justin Atkinson. He nails one right by first base into no man's land. Where's that ball? Then sends both runners home to give the Lugnuts the eventual 2-1 win and its second comeback in a row.
And the men have had it now for 12 years, but the women do too. A league that is bringing fans from all over mid-Michigan to watch. Let's take a look.
I remember coming to Michigan State to watch, the girls play back when I was younger, and there was nobody in the stands. And as a women's athlete, you want to play in front of fans. I think it's a big motivator.
These fans in the stands can watch the women play year-round now that the Moneyball program has added a women's league for the first time in 12 years.
They want to see their players 12 months a year, and so when I announced that we were having a women's side, the fans were so excited.
I'm glad they did. It adds more excitement. And last week we got here on Tuesday, and it was so crowded we couldn't hardly get in.
It's a great support system before the season even starts. You know, it kind of gets you in front of a crowd before the season starts. So a lot of times, if you just are going through the summertime and then go into conditioning, it's a long time before you see any fans.
Moneyball is a 6-week league. There's 8 guys teams and there's 4 girls teams. It's free to the public, and you get to see current and former college and professional athletes.
And the best part is,
you get no coaches. You're not getting yelled at by any of your teammates or coaches. It's like serious, like fun basketball. And in college, it's fun to play, but you don't get super like free reign to go and shoot 25 times. So just to go out and play and have some friendly competition.
This friendly competition features current and former college teammates playing against each other.
Like, we know how, our teammates are, so we know their strengths, we know their weaknesses, so it's just kind of funny to, kind of test them and kind of push them to, certain limits.
This competition heats up between the different colleges as well.
I battled with one of the Michigan State girls, and it was awesome. Like, I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Girls who maybe are at the other schools, they wanted to play at Michigan State, and so it's always good competition. So everyone's like going, like playing at their best level, their best ability, because it's kind of like trying to prove something.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's always fun seeing that we don't play Michigan State often, and Michigan State is one of the better teams in the Big Ten, and it's always nice for a mid-major school, me, and going in front of the Michigan State crowd and kind of proving them wrong. Like, I'm here, I can play with you guys.
Aside from competition, Moneyball provides some major benefits that you can't get with normal summer conditioning.
You can work out a lot, but staying in game shape, you got to just play the game.
Every player individually has a great skill level. Doesn't matter what division they are, they have a good skill level. If they're a good shooter, they're a good driver, it still works on your game at every single level.
It's a lot different than, playing pickup at open gym. Like, it's a real game. You're playing against, good people. This is a good time for us to work on our game and to get to meet new people, network.
And networking is what started it all.
Central's on board and Michigan State, but we need to get Michigan on board. We need to get Oakland, Western. So I think the word is going to spread. We have a lot of talent here. The games are a great atmosphere, and I think we'll just have more representation of universities.
More in-state representation brings more competition. And in the end, the best come out on top. In Diamonddale,
There'll be definitely some bragging rights going on.
Bree Harvey, HOMTV. Switching gears from basketball to a sport that we normally don't see here that often, the Lansing Sailing Club hit the high seas this week with their last junior sailing camp of the summer. They learned to tread water, put on their life vest while in the water, what to do if their boat capsizes, and even let down their sails a little bit. Something that I will be learning to do tonight with the adult learn to sail class. Hopefully I don't fall in. We're going to have that demo for you on next week's episode of All Access Sports.
And coming up next, we speak with former Michigan State center and current New Orleans Saints center Jack Allen when we come back to All Access Sports.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
You may know about what's happened worldwide, but you might not know what's happening in your community. Connect with HOMTV on multiple social media platforms. Go to HOMTV.net to view our 24-hour live stream. Follow us on Facebook and Twitter to receive the first-hand news updates. HOMTV, Flickr, and Instagram provides high-quality photos while also showing what we do behind the scenes. Just connect with us. Hazlitt, Okemos, Meridian Township, HOMTV.
Morning, Gary. We are GetSchooled.com. You want a college education, don't you? And you know you do. That's why we're here. We're free and here to guide you through every step of the way, starting with attendance. Gary, financial aid forms. Picking a college, man. You and us go together like tacos and Tuesday.
And I love tacos. Go to GetSchooled.com.
Welcome back to All Access. I'm Bree Harvey here with two-time All-American center Jack Allen from Michigan State. So I hear that you're trying to make it on the Saints team. Can you kind of tell me a little bit how that process has gone for you?
Yeah, I signed as an undrafted free agent, and technically right now I am on the team, but camp's coming up and we start this next week. The rookies come in a week early from the veterans, and I'm with the twos right now at center, and I'm just gonna have to go through camp and see how I do.
Obviously, going into this whole process, you were projected to go in the second or third round. That kind of didn't happen. Can you tell me about your first initial reaction when you figured out that you might have to go a little different route in order to reach your dream?
Yeah, obviously, it wasn't how I wanted it to go, but I don't know, that's life, that's how things happen. I got to deal with it and just kind of playing the hand I'm dealt and making the best out of my situation. And I'm just glad that I had the opportunity to keep playing football.
When you talk about your situation, can you kind of tell me what the process was like deciding to go with the Saints as a free agent?
Well, before the draft is over, like there's probably 5 to 10 picks left, and I started getting phone calls from teams and from coaches and like all the staff, like trying to get you, and it's almost like recruiting where they're trying to persuade you to come and sign with them as an undrafted free agent. But with the Saints, I thought that it was a great opportunity for me, and I know Coach Rochar very well, and he called me right away, and I don't know, I just had a gut feeling that's kind of where I was meant to go.
So people like Mark D'Antonio have said that this is the best situation for you so far. Can you kind of explain your relationship with Coach Rochar?
Coach Rochar recruited me in high school. He was the O-line coach when he was recruiting me out of high school, and then when I did commit here and come here, he became the offensive coordinator. So I've always had a pretty good relationship with him, and he's a great guy and a great coach.
Growing up, I saw a picture of you on Facebook from your 5th grade yearbook saying that your dream job was to play in the NFL. What have you done your whole entire life to kind of get you ready for this dream?
I would say the biggest thing is probably just work. My parents have instilled hard work in me and my brothers, and I don't know, back then that's kind of what I wanted to do, and pretty much since then my life's pretty much been dedicated to sports, where it's every weekend I was either going to a baseball tournament, a wrestling tournament, a football game, something like that, but that's just kind of how my family is. We're very sports oriented.
So you talk about your family, talk about them being sports oriented. You have 2 younger brothers that play here at Michigan State, Matt, who's a freshman that just got here, and then Brian, who's played here.
Matt plays yet, but he's here on campus. So.
Well, Matt is here, he will play, and Brian played on the same team with you. Can you talk about growing up with them and how it has been playing football with them your whole entire life?
Yeah, just even playing sports with them. When Brian was my wrestling partner in high school, actually, but it's just been very competitive. We're very competitive people, and I don't know, my dad will roll his eyes and tell you if you ask him, but everything's a competition, and I think my parents are kind of tired of it, so.
Put a lot of holes in the drywall growing up, wrestling and playing football in the house?
Lots of roughhousing. That's kind of how we dealt with our emotions, I would say, as kids and stuff like that, but looking back on it, I don't think my dad's as angry now as he was when he had to get it all fixed, but he'll get over it eventually.
You were state champion in wrestling in high school. Your brother Brian was a state champion in wrestling in high school, and now Matt just got that this past year. Do you think you were a role model in all of that for your younger brothers growing up?
I think so. I don't know, you probably have to ask them, but I don't know, we're, like you said, we're very competitive with each other, but at the same time, we do love each other a lot and care for each other, and that's part of it.
And your parents, they went to every single game, home or away, when you were in college for you. Can you kind of talk about the influence that they've had on your football career, and even when you've gotten down in the dumps, they've been there for you the whole entire way?
Yeah, my family's been there every game, and like even when I was a redshirt freshman, I wasn't playing, and I'd tell them like, hey, don't come, like don't waste the time driving or coming up here, and they came to everything regardless of how good or bad I played, and it just helped me out, because I don't know, after a game sometimes when you play bad you're a little down in the dumps or whatever, but they're there, and once you see them and go out to dinner you kind of just forget about it and remember that it's just a game.
Okay, so you just got back from the Saints camp, mini rookie camp in June, and you guys had OTAs and everything. Can you kind of talk about that experience? What has it been like so far?
OTAs and stuff like that, it's very similar to like spring ball in college. But the thing in the pros is you don't wear shoulder pads, you're just wearing a helmet and a jersey. So the guys are really, really good, really, really big. So it's just been a little different here at Michigan State. Everybody's pretty close in age, and when you get to the locker room there's guys that are 30 plus years old, and you're kind of like a 23-year-old little kid, where some of the guys had their driver's license before you were even born. So it's kind of weird, but it's pretty cool at the same time.
Obviously, you're well known around this campus. Somebody just shouted out to you. What has it been like having the time to be back here a little bit and see everybody?
It's been pretty cool. I miss this place every day, and I think about it a lot, all my buddies and what we're all doing and how fast it really went, but it's good to just get back here and see familiar faces and see people that I used to see every day for 5 years, and it's kind of just gone, but you leave and the world just keeps turning, so it's cool. It's cool.
You were on this field right here last season, and now you're on the Saints field this season. Can you kind of talk about the biggest transition that has been for you coming from college football to the pros?
No school, that's nice, no homework, but now it's kind of football's your job, and that's how I look at it. Like everything that I do from 6 or 7 in the morning until 5 or 6 at night is dedicated to football, whether it's working out, watching film, taking notes, lifting, running, all that stuff. So that's a little bit different, but other than that, it's still football. And a lot of people get all worked up like, oh, it's professional football. Like, it's something different. It's something that all the guys that are there now have been doing since they were 7 years old.
So Coach Payton and I recently watched an interview of him. He said that kind of the deciding factor now of who he's going to keep on the team is a guy that's going to prove himself, that knows the plays, doesn't have to look at the playbook. They recently took your guys' playbooks away. How have you prepared to kind of be that guy for Coach Payton?
I watch a lot of film. We have film on our iPads and things like that, but at the same time we get to keep our notebooks too. You don't get to keep the actual plays, but all the notes that you take throughout OTAs or mini camp and stuff like that. So I've been going through those, and I have a sheet actually that it's like things to improve on, and it's broken down into run game, pass game stuff, but that's how I've kind of been going about it.
Okay, and what is your favorite part of getting the experience to kind of play with the Saints so far?
It's been awesome. A lot of people, or a lot of little kids I should say, dream about playing professional football, and I don't know, it really still hasn't hit me yet that I'm doing it, and it's just a surreal experience that, to be honest, when I was in 5th grade, I didn't know if I'd ever get there, so it's kind of cool.
Now, you came back from camp a month ago. Some people think about it as you getting time off, but knowing you're a hard-working person, what have you been using this time for?
I've just been using this time to get stronger, get in better shape. I've been doing a lot of football, like drill work for my technique. And really, they say off time, but it just means no time in the building, but I'm doing very similar things.
And you go back a week from today. What's in store for you when you get back to the Saints?
When you get there, we got to complete our running test within 24 hours. So I'll have to do that, and then the rookies actually come back a week early, so we'll be there with the rookies getting ready for camp and things like that. So I'm excited. It's going to be an awesome experience to go through an NFL camp, and I'm looking forward to it.
Okay, well, I'm Bree Harvey. This is Jack Allen. Thank you so much for joining me today, and we'll have more sports for you after the break.
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I brought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
There's just one place where students are students first, and athletics are played with purpose and perspective. That place is your local high school. high school sports offer more than the joy of competition. Studies show that student athletes are also likely to enjoy greater levels of achievement in other areas of their lives, including academics. High school sports, a winning part of a complete education.
Let's dive into some more Lansing United action against Detroit City FC. This is how we get loud at DeMartin Stadium, where the NPSL rivals Lansing United and Detroit City FC are pitted against each other. But this rival matchup has more on the line than just your regular game. With only one spot remaining in the playoffs, a loss for either team could evaporate their postseason dreams.
About 2 weeks ago when we played Ann Arbor, we thought we were done. And now we bounced back and we're playing out the best soccer that we've played. So that's just the way the game works.
The game working in their favor, United has never lost to Les Rouges when playing at DeMartin Stadium.
Psychologically approaching the game, we had to be pretty careful.
Until the end of the game, till the last whistle blows, we always think we're in it, no matter what the score. They were going at us a little bit more than we were going at them, but I mean, we never gave up.
Never giving up paid off in the 43rd minute. This goal right here gave United a 1-0 lead going into the half, and the confidence to stay in it.
The goal was huge. The goal gave us a lot of confidence at halftime, but really it let us play the way we wanted to play.
It really started us off well for the first half because, you know, Detroit had to adjust how they wanted to play, and we got to stick in a little bit more, and then James, he took over and he made it happen.
I think I've just started to relax in front of goal and just trust that I'll put the ball in the back of the net.
James has an unbelievable mentality. I mean, he proved me wrong. The guy just, you know what he does? He uses his strength to, he just uses every tool he has in his game and makes it effective on the pitch. He is so strong mentally, and he is as clutch as they come right now.
It felt good. They were just in the way. I was running to the real fans over here, but I had to just give them a little chant as I walked past.
This rivalry is not only on the field, it extends into the stands as well.
You know, we're rivals for 90 minutes, and we hate each other for 90 minutes. I came here from Portland, Oregon about 3 weeks ago, and I've been here in town and going to Detroit City FC matches.
My son says it doesn't matter who's cheering for who. When there's a crowd like that, it's just the noise gets you.
Oh, it's amazing. The atmosphere is crazy. I mean, I've never played in front of this many people.
I'm even more excited for the Sons of Ransom and Land Use supporters. They deserve it. They stuck by our team when we were in a moment where our season was right on the brink.
Those guys are quality, and they really push us forward when we need it. Sometimes, you just need a little pickup. Things aren't working for you, and they definitely do that for us.
Here we are now with a chance.
You just get that sense that today was our day.
I don't have many words for you guys other than just enjoy it. Congratulations.
It's indescribable. One of the best feelings I've ever felt. I love this. It couldn't get any better.
In East Lansing,
1, 2, 3.
Passion! Free Harvey, HOMTV.
And finally, a national headline right here in East Lansing. Former Michigan State Spartan and current Golden State Warrior Draymond Green was arrested on suspicion of assault on Sunday morning early, 2:28 a.m. We have gotten the scoop from an anonymous Michigan State football player, and the story goes that defensive back Jermaine Edmondson, he wanted a free drink from Draymond at Rick's American Cafe Friday night because he heard that Green had been giving all the football players drinks the night before. Green did not know Edmondson, and he was not going to have that. The following night, still thirsty and bothered by lack of free drink, Edmondson began to heckle Green about his recent loss in the NBA Finals. Well, Green, fed up, slapped Edmondson on the face outside of Conrad's Grill right by Rick's. Police caught the act, and Edmondson pressed charges. Edmondson, with his girlfriend at the time of the incident, he was embarrassed, offended by the slap. Though our source points to Edmondson as the real instigator in all this, as he just would not stop heckling Green. Bree, do you have any thoughts on this incident? Green's supposed to play in the Olympics. He's going to be going off for camp in about a week from now. Is this going to stop him? What's the story here?
Well, knowing Draymond Green, this little incident isn't going to stop him.
It should be fine. It seems like such a small thing. Edmondson really did instigate it. And now he's off the team, right?
Yeah,
supposedly.
He's off the team, as sources would have it. But,
Yeah.
he's lucky that that's all he did was get slapped because
Could have been worse for him.
It could have been worse, and over a free drink. I mean, hey, Edmondson, I'll buy you a free drink if you show up at Rick's.
Come on, Edmondson. What's wrong with you? All right, well, that's all for this edition of All Access Sports. I'm Chris Ryan.
Don't forget to follow us online at HOMTV.net, Facebook, and Twitter. We will see you next time.